thank you for watching. It's been a great week. We just talked about that. Thank you for hitting the like and the subscribe for everybody. Thanks to Brad Sharif today. Thanks to Obi today as well. We're hearing something. It must be someone's microphone.
I took mine
out as well. But thanks everybody. Thanks Brendo. Thanks Fabian, Rob, Randy, Mark, everybody that's been on the ones and twos.
Thank you,
Kat
guys.
behind us as well. Thank you to everybody today. Thank you to Bears vs. Bulls, and most importantly, thank you to all of our viewers, because that's why we do the show. And thank you for supporting it, or else we wouldn't be here. So thank you to everybody that super chatted today as well. We're getting ready to rock and roll for that after party. So shout out to all of you. Have a great weekend, Neil. Good show again today. We're wrapping it up. See everybody on Monday, 8:30. Cha-cha-cha-cha.
And you'll see him on Frad's show right now.
Yes, right now.
Welcome to the after party. It's been a beautiful week, an amazing week on the stock market. As you guys heard just now from Brendo, 8 straight weeks for the market upside before a little bit of a red day today on the market. Hopefully some of you got to enjoy the free fall. It wasn't that free, I'll be honest with you. I had to work for my shorts. You saw me struggle for my shorts on the midday show. Thankfully, those shorts paid off later on in the day. We got to make some of that money that we donated to the market makers back into our pockets. We ended back once again at the highest level that we could have ended on the day. So that's amazing. Hopefully you guys all got to do the same. Why don't we prepare for all of next week with a couple movers that happened today, and maybe other movers that happen, going into the after hours over here. We can't wait for the man, the myth, the legend himself, main man, Sean Katina, to pop up over here after he takes a quick little break, of course, to pop up over here. We'll ask him some questions. Make sure you get your questions ready. Throw them in the chat. Bears versus Bull will slide into my DMs if I miss any questions, and we'll get them going. And once again, welcome to the after party. I'm your host, Trader Prad. We are here live every single day, 8:30 till 5 o'clock or so now, and we're going to have a lot of fun with this segment, ladies and gentlemen. So why don't we dive right in to a little bit of the move that Marcus just presented us with not too long ago. Let's start with Meta. Meta has been monstrous. Yeah, we got burnt on the shorts today. It was my worst stock on the day today, but at the end of the day, the trade still played out for us. I mean, if you were able to catch that move from 289 to the downside, you almost got VWAP at one point on META. Even AMD, you saw our man Sean, attack AMD all day. I was in there with him. Later on, sadly, it does burn you. It does go past the stops. It goes a little bit higher. Comes back down, though, with that monster sell number that the market had. I think it was about 2 billion sell mock imbalance right here with me. So it was about a 2 billion sell imbalance on the mock over there, that bringing down the overall market and selling off. Let's go to camera 1. There we go. We're on camera 1. He's going to put on his mic. In the moment while he's getting his mic, we'll go back to my face and to get you guys ready for a killer Friday, not sponsored by this company over here, but if you want to, you know who to call. Trader Pratt is always here to take sponsorship money. So come holla at us. We would love some beer sponsors, some wine sponsors, and anyone who wants to sponsor us, holla at us. G Fuel, holla at us. What's that? You're going to frame him? Okay, I'm going to get him off that camera then. In the meantime, I'm going to open a nice Heineken. Hopefully you guys are opening yourself a nice little cold brewskis and then pass it on to the man, the myth over here. Cheers. And I'm going to open one for myself. Salut, my friend. Let's go to camera 1. Camera 1. Salut, my friend. Welcome to the first ever Trader TV podcast episode, starting with the main man himself, Sean.
Well, no, that's starting with you.
So, Sean, how was your day today?
Talk about trading, man. It's pretty
Nah,
good.
we're going to have fun. We've been talking about trading all day, man.
I'm really good.
I know, right? We need better chairs.
Like, these are squeaking like out of control. Is your chair squeaking too, bro?
Brendan sits here on that chair all day. Imagine how annoying that must get to him.
I couldn't do it. It's like... Can they hear that? I don't know if you guys can hear it. No, but good trading. I mean, me and you had that AMD trade.
Yes.
What a collapse at the end of the day. I can't believe that happened. I mean, we didn't have that into the imbalance there. That was a really good trade. Look at that, just absolutely falling off that 111 level all the way down to 110. So that was an absolutely crazy trade. AMD, very profitable name for us today. I just feel like, Brad, that the semis kind of led us up. We saw NVIDIA starting to take off. We saw AMD take off. Obviously, Meta's been great as well. But I just feel like now the semis are starting to roll over. Did NVIDIA wind up holding 420? We broke it. And I don't know where we ended on that one, but I just feel like as the big stocks continue to, where was that price?
So we did break 420 slightly,
Okay.
but we're right around 422 right now. 421.85 as the low of day for NVIDIA on the after hours. Big volume candle coming into the end of the day. Obviously, that was because of that monstrous rebalance that we saw come out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting that. Usually, Russell imbalance ends up being a nothing burger, but usually now it turns out to be S&P 500 imbalance is a nothing burger, and Russell is where all the rebalances. Good question that Brendo had, Sean. I don't know if you know the answer for this one either. It's how much of the New York stocks are in Russell? Because obviously, if the rebalance is happening, then New York NASDAQ stocks are getting rebalanced.
Right.
How much of New York is in Russell? And the answer came out to us at 350, a lot.
A lot.
We even saw CNHI, a Milan stock, getting rebalanced, like 10 million shares getting rebalanced. I tried to trade that into the close a little bit. Didn't really work out for me too well. I lost a little bit on it, but still profitable on the day, green day for myself. Hopefully you guys over there were able to do the same, as I said earlier on. As Sean is getting ready with his layout over here, why don't we,
No, I don't know if I can log in. I'm just going to use TradingView or something.
While Sean gets logged in with TradingView, I'm going to quickly head over to the chat over here, see what the chat's saying. Chat's saying Tesla blasted through the close. Let's head on to Tesla. Tesla looks like it did move around. I mean, look, we saw 260 come in. We saw 255 come in. Right now, it didn't really take out the low of day. Looks a lot like NVIDIA's chart. I mean, Sean, look at this short on Tesla that we had. 262 short, wrote it down to 260, only $2 per share. The stock gave you much more than that, did not capitalize on it. A little bit of a upsetting profit take on it, but hey, profits are profits, not gonna complain about it. Maybe next time we could do better.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's, you know what, Pride, that's one thing that's been sort of hurting me lately is trying to wait for those big, huge moves. I mean, you know, technically speaking, we wait for the big moves because we've seen them happen before. But I think taking $2 and scalping in and out of that is absolutely genius. Is there any way that you can show any of these screens or not really?
I could try it. Are you looking at that?
Yeah.
Is that what you're looking at?
Where?
That's not your screen, is it?
Where?
Up here on the preview? That's not what
you're... Oh, yeah. I have that over here. Yeah,
okay,
that's what I was using for the chat.
Awesome.
Okay, I can move. Okay, I'll figure it out. Okay, so I can... Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, so I'll move over this chart right there. I was just going to... Whoopsies. Now I've just screwed that up. I don't use TradingView, so I might have to log into some trade ideas, but we can figure that out later. No, what I was thinking about is, what's your favorite stock to trade these days? Do you have one or?
I mean, I'm kind of like you, Sean. I'll be honest. I love going to my big tech stocks, my Apples, my Teslas, and AMDs, and so on. But I also do like trading those random low float stocks that move around, just in case we got another DWAC out of nowhere, right? You remember that DWAC session?
We got to find that. We got to find that. I have it. It's on there.
It's on your Instagram, I think.
It's a crazy clip. We'll have to find it. Where you were going crazy in the background, I was going. We had like $100 in the money or something like that. That was insane. But those days, we wish to have those days back. Of course.
Indeed. Beautiful days in the market
over there. What is up with Brendan's? I hate this mouse.
Whoa, take it easy with the H word, man. Do you at least like the keyboard?
Yeah, I could deal with this.
Yeah? Is it better than the one you have, you think?
This is nice because it's super heavy.
Yes. It's full aluminum build, solid aluminum made. It's Keytronic for those of you wondering. I use the same one. I could
mess with this. I have a Keytronic one over there, but the difference, so what I like
Sorry, Keychron, not Keytronic. You have a Keytronic.
I have a Keytronic, yeah. It's the F keys. As you know, all of our trading is done on the F keys. So just about how they feel, but this actually feels much better. I don't like those flimsy Dell ones, like the ones that come with computers.
No. Or the LG ones where if you do this, the keyboard just like
those
bends.
are a little whack, man.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I mean, I know I've been known to destroy keyboards every once in a while. So
those would break away too
You know why?
easily.
I think this mouse is just big. Like it's just different than the one I have. I have like I don't know, but this is a nice one. What is that logo?
That's Razer.
Razer.
Naga Razer, I believe. So that's a pretty decent company. I'm not a fan of Razers. I'll be honest.
It has these side buttons on here. That's
for gaming.
That's what's messing me up.
Yeah,
I would
gaming.
disable those.
Yeah. Oh, because you click them and
I'm
it goes back
by
and forth.
Accident.
Yeah.
I had the AMD chart all set up.
Not a gamer, guys, so it makes
sense.
Not a gamer.
No, not even close.
No.
The games I play is like NHL 98 and stuff.
You play
like that.
Roblox with your kids every now and then?
Yeah. My daughter wants me in on that. Look, this is the thing about, come over to this screen if you can here. I just want to show people why we've been shorting. Like, we've been shorting AMD a lot lately. We had the 119 short. We had all that. But it's just like, you're failing off of like Whoa, now, oh yeah, that's right. Brendan's computer does something different. It goes like all nuts like that.
Oh,
Look
I
at
like that.
You see that? I gotta,
Yeah. I
don't know how to do that
I
again.
guess you
but
press and hold control?
no, it's,
Oh.
twice? Yeah, twice.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so basically we had that 130 top that's failed up there. So that's fine. We had a couple wick tops there. But what I was really looking at was you're back into some of this consolidation from sort of the beginning of the year. Obviously we had some huge moves. You know, it was amazing last year. I don't even know how to, there it is, that top of 160. I think we were all in this. That's December of 2021. Then a huge move down, obviously down to that $60, $70. But then when you get doubled up there and it's 100% back in, I just feel like, this is what I said. Remember I said the market was led by the semis? Now I fear that we're gonna get led back down, and it's on decent volume. I mean, it's not like the volume's died at all here. We're still staying up. I still favor the short in AMD right now. I'm not going long until we get back. I mean, we'll see. Every day changes. I mean, we talked about that 110 level.
Though.
That's been holding out pretty good, 110. And we saw it end the day at 110 again today. So I still like the short in all these names. I like the long in the travel names. We saw RCL go crazy.
Yeah, CCL, RCL.
Yeah, I've recently bought Airbnb and Uber.
Ooh.
Those have been really cruising to the long side as well.
To the long-term account?
Yeah.
Okay. Airbnb around these levels at like 100s or
I'm long at 105, but you know what it's at right
I like
now?
that.
You know what's at right now?
130, 120 something, A, B,
Where's the
N,
bang
B,
button? Where's the
Airbnb
bang button?
124, 130
I want to see the chat because I feel like we could do Q&A. Anyone want?
Yeah,
everyone?
I have some questions ready over here, and I think chat's gonna, throw in more questions. I have some questions, obviously, from ChatGPT because I'm still learning how to podcast properly.
Well, ChatGPT gives you questions?
You can ask ChatGPT to
Like,
give
what would you
questions.
ask it?
Yeah, I told ChatGPT, give me 10 questions that I would ask a trader who trades on YouTube show daily and has been doing so for the past 3 years and has a trading
I'm gonna move
experience of
this chair
15
in.
plus years. If you do move the chair in, you might have to be careful with the
Nah,
framing.
don't worry about it. We'll figure it out.
But yeah, so
Whoa.
a couple questions that I really liked over there is if you could go back in time, Mr. Katina,
Yes.
and give your younger trader a piece of advice or two, what would it be and why?
Go back in time and give myself some advice. I would say maybe just put in a bit more work. I mean, I feel like the market is forever changing, you know? So I would say that if I could do something, it would be more like now, because of the stage that I'm in my life, I have obviously married, I have 3 kids, so my priorities have changed a little bit. So I would say I would like to go a little more ham, like a little harder when I was maybe your age, like a little bit younger when and I was going harder. So it's fine, but maybe even more so.
Right.
Because the thing is like for example, that Tesla rebalance, this is only a couple years ago, but there's only, or like I was trading in 2008, you know, like when the financial crisis was there and Citigroup was $1.
You're right.
For example, right? GE was $4, $3, $2, like all these names, GM, Ford, delisted GM, you know what I mean? Now brought back. So what I'm saying is that if I knew as much as I know now back then, I feel like I would be infinitely more, not richer, but just better
What would you
off.
consider like, go harder? How do you quantify
Like more
go
share
harder? Like
sizes,
take more size or like put in more hard work?
Because I've been on a
learn
prop
more?
floor my whole life.
Right.
So I'm using prop money to trade. And I've always had a big account, right? And so because I was able to make my very first month trading, I actually made $6 grand. My very first month ever trading here on Day Trade the World floor, made $6 grand. And then since that day, we had a run of 12 and a half years of no negative months.
Right.
For myself, right? So, but that's because I was maybe a little bit too conservative. So that's what I mean. Taking bigger shots, because there was so many times where you look over and I might be up 500, but the guy beside me is up $5 grand or something like that. Just took more risk. But then there's days when I look over and I'm maybe only down 500, but dude is down $5 grand. So it's just a matter of, I think, taking more risk at a younger age when I didn't have the dependence. Because now what goes through my mind is, oh shoot, like I'm down $1 grand, like that's maybe, and I'm talking a little facetiously.
Facetiously, yeah.
I said that the other day and I screwed that up as well. I don't like tongue in cheek because it's not about the P&L. It's just about the amount of risk that you take. Like, do you want to be in this trade?
And when you get older, you have kids, your risk appetite goes lower too.
I feel like so, but I'm still taking a lot of risk now. So it's a great question. What would have I done differently knowing what I know now? Yeah, like I said, maybe put in a little bit more work, right? Study the charts a little bit better
I
because
like it.
and it is a good question because since YouTube, I've had to change my style.
Okay.
You know?
I've seen you do that, and I want to say, like, I've seen you, someone with 15 years of experience, you've seen multiple games played on this market.
How many years?
For 15 plus?
Yeah, 22.
22 plus years of experience. You've seen multiple games played.
Right.
So, you would think that you're done growing, and now you just, keep recycling what you know. But someone like you stepping up to the plate going, hey, what I know has worked, but I need to know more. I want to know more.
Yeah. Well, and plus because for teaching, so like I've taught over 1,000 traders.
Right.
Like honestly.
I mean,
like,
you're teaching millions on the
right.
interwebs every single day.
And I've done it. I've traveled to Russia. I've traveled all over the Singapore. Great. Have you been? You've been to Singapore?
I haven't seen anything past Canada and India.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I thought you've been in UK.
No.
No.
Canada and India, only Toronto and Brampton.
Oh, that's right. You weren't sure where Vancouver was about
That's
it.
exactly.
When you and
Thank you
Valeria.
for saying that out loud. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, that was hilarious. But anyways, no, and so in teaching people on YouTube and for myself, it's not just about teaching everybody else, but it's like what you said. I never used to use VWAP the way I do now as much, right? And I used to just scalp bigger shares for like 1 or 2 pennies. You take 5,000 shares, 2 pennies, it's still $100,
Yeah.
right? But that's not great for the show.
No.
They don't want to see us. And sometimes you'll hear Neil talk about trading for spread. I don't like to do that because I would do it with more shares.
Right.
And if it goes a couple pennies against me, then all of a sudden my focus is there and I'm not looking at the show.
Right.
And I'm not helping people out. But what I've
100%.
adapted to in the last little while is trying to hold on for a little bit longer.
I could agree with that because I've had to change the way I trade on the show compared to how I trade by myself.
Right.
Because, some of these methods that you guys have taught us on the floor cannot be incorporated by retail traders who pay fees to get in and get out. Our free structure, shout out to Daytrade the World, the QR code's right down there. Scan that QR code, #1 prop firm out there in the world. Go to DTTW.com to learn more about that. The strategies that you guys teach us can't be used across the table for everybody.
Right.
So I've had to look for strategies that people can use and kind of talk about those strategies more. I get that 100%.
Question 2.
Yes, question 2.
I have questions for you too, but I did not use ChatGPT.
Oh, I mean, you're just a natural born talent. I'm learning how to do this.
Nah,
I'm learning how to get
I'm gonna
there.
I'm gonna ask Chat what to ask Prad.
Apart from financial gains, what is the most rewarding aspect for you from trading? What makes you go back to trading after like taking a loss or after taking a big win? Obviously, after taking a big win, you want to go back for the next big win. But when you get hurt or whatever, like what makes you get back? What is trading really for you aside from the money?
Yeah, I like the challenge, and we talked about this on the show earlier today, and I sort of said that it was the hardest job in the world, but I didn't mean it as in like it's hard in that. It's just I find it very rewarding, the fact that...
I call them mental athletes. Because we're not athletes, but we're mental athletes.
We're definitely not athletes, but so part of being in the game, like I played sports all through high school and everything like that. And I'm a coach and I love sports, and my kids got soccer tonight, quite frankly, but I think it's raining, so it's be all good. So I hope that's canceled, knock on wood. Soccer still plays in rain, football, but it's just a practice, so maybe it gets canceled. But that's part of it. You should see me on the field, man. Like I'm like, not yelling.
You're running
but I'm
around
like,
with the hat
let's
off.
go, girls. Like, let's go. Like, watch that strike. No, but it's just, it's about challenging yourself. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like yesterday I got killed on Amazon. I was only down $500 or something like that. But then I brought the whole day back to zeros again.
Nice.
And it's just like not giving up because you've made a mistake. Having the ability to battle back. Having that next breath. Like although trading is very serious and it's a job for all of us here, I still kind of look at it like we're in the war. Like this is us versus the market. I have nobody, and you know what? Like my father is obviously very special to me and means a lot to me. He came here.
Happy Father's Day to
Happy
all
Father's Day. Yes,
recently.
yes, exactly. Shout out to that, and a shout out to your father and all the fathers out there as well. He came to Canada, and this is a story of a lot of Canadians. Came to Canada with nothing, literally nothing, literally. And I'm sure your family's very similar. And he was able to. It's not my fault. Well, my father was born in Italy, but my grandfather paved the way by coming here first. Left his family behind, worked construction. Once he finally had a little bit of an income, brought the family over here on the boat, came over, right? My dad came over at 3 years old, right? No one spoke English, blah, blah, blah. And he's built up He's working with his hands. It's HVAC, so he's doing all of that. Built up a great company. Now is looking to retire and did it all on his own back. And part of that is it's like owning your own business when you're in the market.
Yeah.
It's you v the market, you know, and you're building your account. You only have one person to answer to, yourself. Why did you make that trade?
Exactly.
And then you can go back and correct that by studying.
Yeah.
So I really like the challenge.
I agree.
didn't love being I like school, friends, social life, and I really liked math too, solving stuff, getting to the end of something.
Problem solving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like when you're short AMD at 111 and it tanks.
Yes.
And it works for you. There's no, you know that.
Exciting.
I hear you yelling every day. You know, so that's why I like this job. We have friends in banking. Like you could be a teller. That's nothing wrong with that.
No.
But you go to work every single day, sort of knowing the outcome.
Yeah.
Trading,
No outcome.
for me, I feel like it's a brand new job every day.
Every day something new.
Right.
That was my problem with my previous job too. Is like I used to be a QA analyst, team lead. What that means is I used to test software for a software fintech company, and every day got boring. I would come in, write some lines of code, press that play button, the code would test the software, I would log the bugs in the software,
Yes.
tell the developer to go fix it, and it just got monotonous and boring and really, you know, didn't want to keep doing that for the rest
Right.
of my life.
'Cause
So trading came and saved me.
Boom. The Nos boss in the chat, and he is exactly, he just putting words in my mouth, and thank you so much, Michael Nos. Trading is all about solving puzzles for a living. That's all that there is, man.
I like it.
No, you look at the chart, piece this puzzle together, piece that puzzle together, and boom goes the dynamite. And sometimes someone said you can get fired from trading. Stopped
fire
out.
yourself,
yeah,
yeah.
you get stopped out. And so like I said, being on a trading floor, trading prop money, you could take negative balances obviously overnight, and you could do all that. So at the end of the month, it all settles out, and hopefully you get a paycheck. And if you don't, you just continue it forward, and at the end of the day, eventually some sort of a risk manager will fire you or not. But yeah, that's a big, huge benefit for me as well. Thank you, tell me the truth. Yeah, I'll love to tell the truth. What's the future of Trader TV Live? Well, okay, this is a good question. I mean, we get this all the time, and I'm very proud to have sort of started this and been here since day one. And what's the future of Trader TV Live? Prad took a hiatus. He worked on his game. He started trading again. The man is back. So I'm super proud about it. I'm actually getting goosebumps because Prad leaving was disappointing to me in the first place, and you know that anyways. But I'm glad that you're back. I feel like you're trading a lot better, so I'm really happy for that. So that's the first stage. The next stage, I think, is I like to become... I mean, I feel like we are an entertainment show already, but I like to become a little more entertaining, I feel like. I like doing things like this, maybe some podcasts. Live trading is super tough. You guys can, we always get thrown shade at us. There are some traders that will do simulation mode and things like that, but we're trading live real money. So I feel like as I get more comfortable, and even doing this for 3 years, I want to add more size. I want to get excited for that. We've talked about adding, we don't want to be known for P&L, but I do want to be known for being up or down on certain names. Like if you know that I'm red on Uber today, then what does it matter if I'm red $500 or $50? You know,
It's
because
just a matter of an extra zero.
and that's why
right?
it's the, and I'm going to answer the question now because people ask us all the time about why we don't show P&L, and it's because I feel like the traders that do show P&L aren't real traders. And I'll get all the smoke. I mean, you got, oh, my wife is here. Hello, my lovely wife.
Hi, Miss Katina.
Yeah, again, someone else is very special to me, obviously. But it's, you know, like if you make $50,000 a day, is that something that you really, you know, should be telling everybody? And it's not, I'm not worried about getting bounties on people's head or getting kidnapped or anything like that. It's just, that's not real. It's not real. You know, like we're not Warren Buffett that owns literally 900 million shares of Apple. You know, like we're real people making real trades that have real lives. You know, there's some people out there, oh, look at me, I'm in Miami, and I'm not throwing out shade to people in Miami. It doesn't matter where you are, Amalfi Coast, wherever. But they're showing you the life. I kind of feel like DJ Khaled a little bit. You know, he's showing this Rolls Royce, Jake Paul's, all these, Mayweather.
Yeah.
You know, Mayweather steps in the ring and puts it up.
Yeah.
And beats down everybody.
He can back his talk.
Right. So you could see the Lambos and you could see the houses and all that kind of stuff. I just worry that I want to be real, and I want our viewers to understand that we're just real people here.
Yes.
You had Michael Noss on. He has his family there on the East Coast. You're obviously real. You talk about living at home, and I think that that's fine.
Can't wait to go home, hug my dog, and eat my mom's whatever she made at home today.
Me and my wife made a joke because someone got drafted, and no shade to anybody in Detroit, but someone got drafted to Detroit Pistons yesterday.
Okay.
And it was one of the two brothers got drafted back-to-back, 5th and 6th yesterday, twin brothers.
Okay.
And one got traded to Houston.
Okay.
And one got traded to Detroit. So I'm watching the draft, and I turn to my wife and I go, "Where would you rather play? Like Houston or Detroit?"
Houston on any
exactly.
day,
We're just
yeah.
like Houston any day. And my wife goes, "The only place I want to go to in Detroit is Mom's Spaghetti." That's Eminem's place there.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're just real people, and that's what I'm saying. So I want to give a shout out to people that are in Detroit, grinding every single day, all throughout the world, trying to make money trading.
Motor
That's
City.
what we're doing, baby. We're
Yeah.
grinding it out every single day. And it's not realistic for me to sit here and say, I make $30,000 a day, because I don't. You know, sure, we can put out big, flashy YouTube things, $1 million trader. I've made more than $1 million
Clickbaits.
trading. I don't know how many people can say that. I've made legitimately, I've traded for 20 years. Of course I've made more than $1 million.
If you didn't, you wouldn't be here.
Yeah, correct.
If you didn't, you wouldn't be here.
You know, but it's not about like showing flashy thumbnails and all that kind of stuff. I want to be able to trade, show people the real stuff, and that's that. Everybody sitting behind us on the trading floor can see our systems.
Right.
Right? They're sitting beside you. They're sitting beside me. They're sitting behind. Sharif used to sit behind us.
Yeah.
He started here watching the show.
As a viewer.
Right.
So did Max.
So talk
So
to
did
him.
a bunch of other traders.
So
on the
did
floor,
Max.
yeah.
So did, I don't know if you
Ian?
did. Maybe.
No, I wasn't the
You
viewer.
were
I
here
just
before.
joined.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's the point. Luca, I think, was another guy that used to watch us before. Ian,
Yeah.
for sure. So shout out to Luca and all that stuff. But yeah, so that's what it is. I'm here for more ads. You are right, John
quickly
Mark.
say a quick point about showing our P&L and stuff. There was a viewer, or not a viewer, a trader back in the day, Yushi. Right, one of the OG legends, Yushi. I used to post my P&L daily on Instagram when I used to be a trainee, making $20, $30 here or there. I'd be like, I want to grow my brand.
Yeah.
And then Yushi had a very important point. Is like, let's say, Prad, you start making $1,000 a day instead of $10, $20 a day. Don't you want to save some of that money, somehow through taxes and whatnot? If you're
Right.
posting this every single day on the internet,
yeah.
like that you're just showing proof of it. Now, if all these other traders are doing that, how much of that numbers are real? Because they want to save some money too. So I kind of doubt that too. So I'm with you on that side.
Salute.
Salute, sir. Salute indeed. Cheers, everyone on the chat over there. Hopefully you have a drink up on your hand also. The next question over here, sir, right after this question, I'll take a sip, is, do you have any rituals or superstitions or lucky charms that you start your day off with? Because I for sure do. I'm very superstitious.
What's yours then?
Mine is if I don't start my day off properly, I have to take my shower, I have to do my cold showers, I have to do a bunch of ritual things in my mind. And even if I miss one single thing out of it, I just go automatically in my head, oh, I missed that. I'm going to have a bad day today. And the rest of the day, I'm just thinking about how I'm going to have a bad day that I end up manifesting it. So I know a lot of it is just you're overthinking random little things, but I have a ritual, I have superstitions. What is you if you have any? What are yours if you have any?
Well, I mean, something I obviously do every single morning, we have a coffee first thing. We wake up. I mean, that's the one thing. The wife and I lie in bed. We give ourselves hugs and kisses. We leave the bed. I shower. She goes down there, makes a pot of coffee, and we pour it up. I leave the house, give her a kiss, and get out of there, right? So those are basic ones. I think a lot of people do that every single day. So, but you know what's helped me to do? I feel kind of naked if I don't do that sticky note, believe it or not.
Yes.
It's about getting, and I love the watch list that we have.
Yes.
I am trying to shout out Trader TV Live,
100%.
obviously. You got to make sure you sign up for that. But yeah, definitely just, you feel a little naked if I'm sitting there trading and I don't have ideas in front of me, that I feel panicked.
Right.
So I feel like
You're not prepared.
Not prepared. But I feel like that's an easy answer. That's not really what you're looking for. So I'm trying to think about something else.
Is it clicking your car button 3 times, and if you click it 4 times,
I like to have a pen in my hand.
In your hand?
So here is one right now.
Okay, I like
that. So
that.
generally when I'm trading, I like to do that, or obviously on the mouse as well. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get back to you on that. It's a great question, but I don't really have anything that I do every single day.
Right on, okay.
To be honest with you. What I've done recently, I like to go for a walk. As soon as I'm done trading, I'll screw off a little. I mean, I'll sit there for a little bit, but then I'll take off.
Yeah.
And maybe go for a half-hour walk, phone the wife. That's one thing I do every single. As soon as I'm done the show, I give Marissa a call and we chat about how our kids were at school or things like that,
Yeah.
how they get off
I've
today.
heard you also talk about the market with her.
Yes,
does she
yeah, I feel
actually
bad for
listen
her.
about it, or does she just
I
like
don't know.
zone
You'd have to
off?
ask her if she's in the chat, but I always tell her, I'm like, oh man, not a good day today. And sometimes I try to not tell her my P&L
Right.
because I like don't want her to panic or
Right.
anything like that. But no, I think a coffee first. You always feel a little bit if you don't have that, but I don't really feel like coffee hits me, but maybe it does. I can have a cup of coffee like at
Coffee hits me so
I
hard
know, 8
because
or 9
I've
at
never
night, I
had
can-
coffee. Like I've had coffee, but I've never been a big coffee guy in my life.
Right.
So if I drink coffee, I'm already wired throughout the day. You guys see how much energy I bring in at 12 o'clock. If I'm taking coffee, you're gonna see me running around the whole office. So there's no way I should do coffee. Couple questions coming in from the chat over here, Sean. For a beginner, what setups would you recommend to start with? What was the
Basic
setup that you started with?
Wow. I mean, again, if my wife is watching, she knows my memory is not the greatest, so I'm not going to be able to go back all the way there. What day is my wedding again? Anniversary? No, just joking. No, seriously. No, but I would say just keep it very, very simple, you know, and I would say use support and resistance. There's not a whole heck of a lot else. The thing is, the minute you start drawing moving averages and you're using a 20 period, a 50 period, a 100 period, a 300 period, whatever you're using, 300, I use a 200, but it complicates things. And then you're starting to look for reasons, potentially, Pratt, on why you made money or why you didn't make money. And then you start to data mine. And then you're like, oh, well, this worked there, but then didn't work there. And then the next thing you know, you have too many ideas in your head. So I would just say simple, and that's what you're asking for. What are the simplest setups? I would use support and resistance. And then honestly, shout out to Brian Shannon and everything in Alpha Trends, but why not just use VWAP?
Yeah.
You know, average weighted volume
price.
I don't know. But anyways, do that, and then find a few simple moving averages. But the big thing is, honestly, if you're not, and this is something that I've learned a lot from Trader TV Live as well, you have to trade names
In play.
in play.
100%.
My number one advice to all beginning traders, trade names that are in play, please. Don't just sit there and wait for something to happen. Trade active names, because if there's no volume, then there's going to be no follow through. See ya, Kat. Thanks for all the work that you do, Kat. That's great. Start simply, and don't be overly aggressive, because trading is a mental game, and it can F with you.
You've seen me go down that rabbit hole a little bit earlier on in my trading journey, that you've had to actually catch me, pull me out of the rabbit hole, and
Yes,
kind of
yes.
rescue me. So I would like to thank you first on
that's
that
nothing.
one. You know, as a mentor, you
Yeah,
did
yeah.
that for me, so I would like to thank you.
Yeah.
The next question that I have over here is,
I have a question for you.
yeah, sweet, let's go.
So, because you just recently started,
yeah.
like a couple years,
3 years?
3 years
Yeah.
or so, right? And we just talked about how I feel like you've changed since hosting with Valeria over there, and it used to be called Memes and Movers.
Memes and Movers.
And things like that now, right? So it's kind of a very similar question, but what you have such a long commute to come here every single day.
I do.
You know, what keeps you motivated to come in every single day? Not just trade, because now you're back on the show, so I get that. But to grind like that, and to take those Ubers, and to take public transit, and to do everything that you do, but yet come in here every single day. And I know when you first started to grind,
Yeah.
you can go months without, and do you mind me asking, I don't know how long it took you to graduate?
3 months.
3 months, so that's great.
Yeah.
That's,
I got lucky with like the market environment when I first joined. It was just COVID about to start. Markets were just puking, and someone who loves to short, anything I touch.
but why do you
turned to
love to
gold.
short? That's another question. I don't
know.
understand that.
I don't know. I can't explain why. I just do.
See, that's,
I
so
can't
if I
explain
could
why,
fix something.
I just do.
Oh shit, here we go.
Oh,
here we
snap.
go. Now
we
we're
got
about-
the floor
now-
manager.
No, I
coming
still
in.
got to drive at some point.
We got
Get over
some.
here,
Cheers
Greg.
there, cheers.
So
We got
Greg,
the floor manager, Greg,
Get-
over here, ladies and gentlemen. Get in
Greg.
the frame. Get in the frame. You're already halfway in the flame. I have beers.
hey,
right
what are
here.
you doing?
I'm
Why are
good
you
right
not
here.
coming here?
He's gonna be on another Friday. He's gonna fix his hair, get
I
a haircut.
hired Greg.
He's gonna fix his hair. He's gonna get a haircut. He wants
Fix
to look
his
good,
hair? I
good
ain't
for
got
the
no hair.
viewers. He wants to look good for the viewers. So we'll give him
You
a break
guys
on
can
that
come
one.
over here too if you want.
No, none of them are allowed until
This is
I
our
say
show,
so.
baby.
None
I
of
mean,
them
no
are
one's
allowed
allowed.
until
You're
I
sitting
say
here
so.
with me. No one's allowed. I'm literally okay. Anyway, there's some traders here drinking with us here today. Yeah, people want to see Greg's face.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He'll be on next Friday, he said.
Actually, I don't want to see Greg's face. He's too handsome, honestly. He'll make us look bad.
That's
what were
not
we talking
a wrong
about?
statement.
Oh, yeah, so I want to say, from that moment that you graduated to now, so what is the one thing that you've maybe changed? Let's talk about in the last 6 months, from leaving the show to working on your stuff to coming back. What is something that you've really learned in the last 6 months, maybe?
Honestly, man, what makes me grind every single day is I've messed up a lot in life. I've messed up a lot in life in various aspects, right? University, high school.
Right.
I've disappointed my family in many single ways. And I think this is one way where I could really make it all up for somehow. Maybe if I can make this work, this career, this industry, this field, all those mistakes that I've made on my own accord.
Right.
They can all be written off, and all those headaches that I put my mom and my dad through will be no longer, that much of a headache anymore, because it finally paid off. We allowed him to be a DJ.
Like he's finally a success.
finally
good.
grew
Well,
up.
hey, we're proud to have that.
So what changed though is me going back to India for my younger brother's wedding.
Right.
Living in India for so long, you just kind of don't really realize things. But then me growing up, going back to India, seeing how people really struggle on a day-to-day basis during COVID, that was like right after COVID too.
Right.
Seeing how people struggle, and then me being like, complaining about my life where I have everything. I have everything. I'm literally, some people can't even travel for 2 hours to go work. I'm able to do that. So I just started to turn my perspective around. Every time I complain about something, I'm like,
Flip it the other way.
I can just flip it.
Right.
Just flip
Good
it
one,
and think
good
about
one.
how I can do it. And that helped me, get mature a little bit. The chat's recognizing that I'm a little bit more mature. I appreciate it. Get a little bit more
Me and you
mature.
still got to bring the heat.
Always.
We still got to get excited.
Always.
Neil's
Personality
a little more
number
laid
one,
back.
personality number three. People will give Neil two. Actually, four. Brendo's three, and then four. And we got to bring in the heat, baby.
I want people to understand something too, that I'm glad we're doing this, because you can see right now, obviously we're both very passionate about what we do, but a lot of what we do on the show is the purpose, and you asked about what's next for Trader TV Live, or people maybe did on the chat, and it's what we've always said when we first started the show. We got in a boardroom, we decided to do this show. It was to entertain, to educate, and to inform, and it being a trading show, to entertain first and foremost. That's why we have those gifts, we have those bangs, we have little jokes that we talk about. I mean, things like that throughout the day. To educate, we have that second channel, Market Wisdom. I know we're not doing too much on it now, but it still exists. Also to explain all of our trades, right? And then to inform, and that's really what this role is right here, about, hey, there's breaking news out there. Can we get it to traders faster, right? CNBC, if something happens to Boeing, Brendan gives us that news within 5 seconds. CNBC, they got to finish their talk, they do this, they line up the graphics.
Yeah.
You might get it in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So being on a trading floor for over 20 years, we definitely notice that there's a gap in all of that. You can listen to Financial Juice, shout out to that, shout out to Michael Noss, things like that from Trade Ideas. There's lots of great utility out there.
100%.
But nothing beats live, real-time stuff.
Yeah.
And that's why we're trying to give that back to the people.
Just because you said Trade Ideas and Michael Noss, I would like to remind the people out
25%,
there.
I think.
Use code TraderTV25 to get 25% off on your brand new or upgrade on your subscription.
Right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you to Michael Noss. Thank you to Trade Ideas for
I just
all
want to say
that
shout out.
help.
I don't know who Nick. There he is. Nice smiley face by Michael Noss there in the chat. Nick Garcia says, keep saying answer. I'm not logged in here, so I can't even respond to these chats. But if there are more questions, especially if anybody tags, I don't think they can tag me, but there it is right there, Momo. You guys gave me $75 once just because I was able to trade. What?
Trade
You guys
EA in the app.
gave me $75 once just because I was able to trade EA in pre-market. Do I know you, Momo? I don't know. I don't know what that means. Why did we stop the trade of the day? Yeah, that is a good question.
We could bring him back. We can bring him back at the 4 o'clock
Brad, you have
session.
no idea how many
At the
ideas
4
I
o'clock
have.
session.
I've talked to you about some of the ideas.
Let's
I have
chop
a
it
lot.
up, Poppy. Let's
I have
chop
a
it up.
lot of ideas for this show.
Let's do it.
There it is. Nick Garcia. Thank you, Bears vs. Bulls. $10 super chat. Again, my bad. I just see it here. What was your all-time high? Oh, your aha moment.
Aha.
Whenever I see AH, I think all-time high. Moment as a trader when the light just flickered. Yeah, it's a great question, Nick Garcia. I honestly think it was just sitting on a trading floor and seeing all the different styles of trading. I think that was my aha moment. There's way more ways to skin a cat than whatever I was doing. So it really made me think that, okay, I need to do, and that was part of the first question you asked me, Brad, was where am I and you know, what have I learned and things like that, and what was a lesson that maybe I learned early? And it was just looking around me and just being able to go out, and I hired Neil, right? Like I brought Neil. Me and Neil are friends from grade 9.
Right.
So we go way back, bro.
Yeah.
We're 30 years friends,
right.
Neil and I. And we were out having drinks, similar to how you guys go out all the time now. And we were having drinks. And I invited Neil because Neil was doing accounting, and he was doing nothing, basically. You'll have Neil on next week or something.
Just want to quickly say there is a proven statistic on the floor. You know how we have a graduation system where you have to make X amount of dollars in X amount of period to graduate and get a higher shutdown? There is a proven statistic on the floor that people who come to drink beers after 4 o'clock on Friday nights, it is a proven statistic, have a higher chance of graduating because we get to shoot the SHITS this way, you know, talk about the market, talk about where I traded, why I traded, how I lost. And traders love to talk about their losses.
So one day, I had just started, and I think I must have been 22 or 23, and this is no word of a lie, honest to God. Some guys that I was in, shout out to you, D-Mac, if you're not watching, but this is just a guy that I was sitting beside, and or not beside, but became befriended, and he was probably, I was 22, 23, he was probably 26, 27, and you know, we had some drinks or whatever, and we went back to his apartment, 4 or 5 or 6 of us, and we really, Brad, you don't think I gamed, but we played video games, but it was sports video games, we're playing hockey stuff like that,
soccer,
drinking
ball.
it back. And I'm looking over at these guys, and I'm like, I thought I had a good day. I made a couple $100. This guy made like $5,000 or $6,000, and I looked at him, and I'm like, I am that guy. I could be that guy.
Yeah.
And so to answer that question from Nick Garcia, what was my aha moment? It was exactly what you
I could
just.
be him?
Yeah, it was exactly what you said about the correlation about talking with other traders, and I was like, this guy?
I could be him.
Me v. him?
What's the difference?
You know what? Exactly. So it's like, if this is not a shot at you or anybody else.
No,
but
like, why not me?
Right. If you can make money, we're trading the same platform, the same system, the same risk parameters, I should just basically up my game.
100%.
Game upped.
And here we are, baby,
Rest is
22
history,
years
baby.
down the road, an absolute YouTube legend, a trading legend.
No.
What do you mean? No, brother. You built a platform where we have now, what, exactly 400,000 subscribers? Come on, Sean. You got to clap yourself, pat yourself on the back for that
Usain
one.
Bolt. Yeah, we're going
Usain
higher.
Bolt for that one.
I'm happy with 400, but I'm not that happy.
We're
so
nowhere
we're
close to where we want to be.
No,
We're going to
no.
keep on going. So, ladies and gentlemen,
What's up to Sons of
keep
Garcia,
smashing the
first of
likes.
all?
Keep smashing the subscribe. Share this channel with your friends and family. If you haven't already yet, oh, there you go. If you haven't already yet done all those things that help us out with the YouTube algorithm, please go do that. And let people know that there is now a new after 4 o'clock show where on Friday we get to do cool things like having the main man himself, Sean.
We do whatever we want. That's the best part about it.
Whatever we want, you know, crack open some beers. I'm on my beer too. Did you want a second one? I know you have to
Nah,
drive.
yeah, my car's in the basement, and like I said, I think I'm already over time, but I'm having fun.
Yeah,
so
how
I'm gonna
about we
stay.
ask one last question to
I
wrap it
promise
off?
4:30, but I'll leave at 5.
One last question to wrap it off.
Nah, I'm staying. This is my party. I'll leave when I want to.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
He wants to stay. Let's keep on bringing in the questions.
Let's go. What's up? What's up, Bills Dom? What do I do from 11 a.m. to 2? 11 a.m. to 2. I told you, I go for some walks. We look at charts today. I couldn't get out of my seat.
Yeah.
I kept telling Marissa, I was like, I'll call you in a minute. I'll call you in a minute. It was literally 51 minutes later. She's like, bro, where are you at? You know, she went to do the shopping and everything like that. But yeah, go for walks, trade, relax. A lot of people, we don't have a script. I mean, you're a host. We don't have scripts. We trade what we see.
Hold up, Sean.
Yo.
Did you just text Mrs. Katina to stay longer?
I mean, my phone's not here. I don't.
Oh, okay. She said in the chat over there, please no, he just texted me to ask permission to stay longer.
Marissa is the best.
She's trolling in the chat. I love it.
No, but she knows. Can I stay longer? Can I stay 13 more minutes? Let's see what she says.
Can he, Mrs. Katina? Please. We're enjoying it. We're loving it. There's a great time
See, the thing
over
is,
here.
you know, when I read this and she's not doing this, so I do. No, keep it on this. Don't go on me again.
Okay.
Forget. I'm not that guy. See, when I think about this, I feel like she's just making sure that I'm here.
Yeah.
No, but
Where else would you be?
you know, I'm here.
Moving on. What is the next big thing? You know, we already talked about the next big thing in Trader TV
Oh
Live.
yeah. I didn't even finish that.
Okay, continue, please.
So what do we want to do with Trader TV Live?
What is the next big step for Trader TV Live?
So remember I was doing stalking the streets and I was doing some fun little things there.
Those were so much fun.
I know, but they didn't really hit.
Like the views weren't coming in?
Yeah, but
Chat, why are we not watching these videos? Why are we not sharing them? Because look, those are amazing segments.
I know, but I don't think we're that. I just think that I think the next thing is more you. Like more, honestly, just more energy, better hosts. Not better hosts, but just like, yeah, hosts like Prad. I mean, you and Sharif are doing a great job over there. Prad?
I enjoy
That's what
it.
Sharif does. Yeah. He's like, and what are you up to,
Prad?
Bradley?
Yeah. Or
No,
Max?
but
Obi?
yeah, Max? Off to you, Max. And then it's like silence until Max said something. Yeah. I love this guy.
And then the way Max starts it too. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. He always starts it off with,
The thing is that we tried a Discord. It was okay. I know you were running that. I think it still exists. But thing is like, we don't sell anything.
Right.
So that's the difference between Trader TV Live and everybody else, right? Is that we don't sell anything. We give everything away for free. What I would like to do, maybe I'm spoiling this, I think we could sell something, maybe something similar to what we're talking about, our best setups, our favorite setups, things like that. I feel like we could, I don't want to necessarily write a book or anything like that, but I feel like
I think you should, Sean.
Can I get chat to just write me a book?
ChatGPT will write you a book.
Okay, well maybe.
Just tell ChatGPT a bunch of random
If there's
stuff
any
and tell it to
writers
write
out there,
a
no,
book.
I don't mind writing, but I don't really have, I need, either the kids need to get a little bit older because I honestly, like last night it was 11:30 and it's like finally was able to get to bed because I was out till 8, then we come home and I'm barbecuing up. Like I am that guy. Everything I talk about on the show is 100%
You do
real.
it.
100%
Yeah,
real.
you do it.
Like we didn't get home till 8. I told you, my wife last night making lettuce wraps, egg salad, all this jam, and then my kids are there. My daughter's vegetarian, so we got to do different stuff for her. I know. Anyways, whatever she wants to do. She's 8, dude.
I'm gonna
Can you believe an 8? You want to talk about discipline? How's an 8-year-old a vegetarian
sticking
for like
to that
over
regimen?
a year?
Yeah, sticking to that regimen is not easy.
Like more than a year. Like
especially with you, mom, dad, everyone at home is eating amazing chicken that's being made barbecued fresh by
the
pops.
steaks are getting thrown
Oh, come
down.
on.
But you know what? I don't mind. I don't mind that. And anyways, that's something that's a cheese tortellini. I mean, you know, I'm down with eating a non-meat. You know what I've really liked recently? Edamame, tofu.
Oh, don't get me started.
And like the way my wife cooks, honestly, like she's just pure white and everything like that, like Italian, French, but like she cooks amazing like bowls, like Thai bowls.
I mean, the time you brought the cheesecake,
Thai food,
I lost
that
my
pumpkin
mind.
cheesecake.
That cheesecake was so good.
The stuff that she makes is just legit. But
can we get Mrs. Katina to cater for us instead of like our catering?
Show me the money.
Like
No,
at that
yeah.
point, I would not be like, you know, auctioning off my food to other traders.
Right. You're auctioning it off. That's nice.
I legit
idea.
auction off
Nice
my food.
idea.
Like, yo, you hungry? Take my food, please. I don't want it.
Oh,
You
so
can
not
have
just
it.
for free.
It's for
Oh,
free.
they start the
It's for
bidding,
free,
start
but
the
they have to
bidding.
fight each other for it.
Okay, yeah, I like that. Who would win, Zuckerberg or Elon?
Elon.
Yeah, I think so.
Actually, no. Zuckerberg has jiu-jitsu training for the past 2 years.
But I think the whole thing is that Elon Musk, if focused and everything, like,
But like there are weight classes, and Elon's weight class is like 3 times Zuckerberg's weight
No.
class. So Elon
Zuckerberg, I think is like, yeah, he's pretty small. He's like 5'6".
Zuck is probably like 150, bro.
Yeah.
Zuck is
I don't know
150
how
and
big
Elon's
Elon
like
is.
300.
Shut that. Shut up, bro. Do I ever relax? I mean, I'm drinking a beer right now. Shout out to you, TH. 5'7". There he goes. Zuckerberg's 5'7". I said 5'6", 5'8". Missed it by 1 there.
I thought it was 6 at least. Okay.
All right, thank you so much, Sons of Georgia. Yeah, no, we're really happy. Look, normally this is a recap show of what's been happening.
Yeah, Monday to Thursday usually, but Fridays will kind of turn into a little fun event, kind of do things like this. Yeah, we're wrapping it up. Greg, chill out.
The man who doesn't want to come on the show is telling us to wrap this thing. If Greg comes on the show, we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, Greg, come wrap it up for us. Come say goodbye to the people. Next Friday.
Okay, he's coming next Friday. All right, Bears versus Bulls. D. Westermeyer, sorry about that, I did miss it. Bears versus Bulls, please do that. Yeah, Greg, even my wife is in there. Oh my God, Greg, chill out. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So
My little daughter could take Zug, says Heralds of Rocks.
Question. I just want to see what Anthony F. Shut. If you've been trading for 5 years, a firm for 4 years, killed it for 3 years, went down, drawn board, size down, way down, now coming back, how would you grind? Oh, that's too big. So my whole thing about grinding is like there's small account challenges out there and things like that. I don't know if I believe a lot of that stuff.
Those challenges, I don't like them.
Me neither, and I don't consider that grinding.
Yeah.
Like, it's tough to grind. It is tough to grind it out. I would just say start with lower expectations. That's to me, like, don't make 500, just make 50. You know, start small so that you can grind out of whatever hole that you're possibly in. Trading's not for everybody. And this is what I meant when I said it earlier about it being a tough job. And that is that I think the stats out there, and you guys can ask ChatGPT this or whatever, I feel like it's like 90-something% of all day traders that deposit money and attempt to actually day trade wind up losing 100% of what they put in. You know, and that is because it's not a job for everybody.
I mean, the stats are like 99% of traders lose 99% of the money in 99 days or something like that. Or
Yeah,
was it
never heard
90?
that.
Was it 90 or 99?
I don't know. I got 99 problems in trading right now.
Hey, ain't one, baby.
Really
ain't one.
Really
Let's
ain't
go.
one. But that's not, again, that goes with the grind. I had to grind myself. You know, I mean, we are here for a very, very long time and making sure that we make the right moves at the right times. But I would just say, treat it like a job. That's the number one advice to me, or to everybody else, is that take it seriously. And don't just put on trades. And I do this. I'll put on a trade and I'll walk away from it for a half hour because I'm expecting a bigger move. I know you went out and grabbed beers and I saw that you still had that AMD
I was
short
running to the beer store.
Yeah. So don't do that with a full position, but I do think that at some point, you know, you got to grind out what you're doing and, you know, take it slow and make sure that you make amount of money that's happy for you. And the thing is that you never want to lose enough that it's the widowmaker. You know what I mean by that? Like, oh my God, I lost $1,000. What am I doing with myself?
No wraps.
Can't pay my bills. I can't do this. I can't do that. What have I done? Because the minute you're trading from a point of frustration and a point of desperation is the point of despair. And you do not want that. See, maybe I could write a book after all. But I think you learn more from your losses, and this is something that everybody always says, than your wins, 100%. Right? Because when you win, it's like, yeah, I'm right, baby. I'm all over this.
Mistakes teach you
But
more
the mistakes,
always.
you got to look back and you got to grind with that. So how long is my commute? I'm very lucky to be living here in Toronto. I made that decision as soon as I started down here. I bought a condo as you know, trading sort of came to me pretty early, so I was able to buy a condo in downtown Toronto, and that's where I met Marissa, was actually working for a Day Trade the World office up in North Bay. So when I was started to trade and make a little bit of money, there wasn't as many traders. I guess word got around and blah, blah, blah. And then we started talking to each other. She came down to visit. The rest is history. And then I bought a condo in downtown Toronto, basically when I was probably, she would probably know this better than I do, maybe 23, 24, something like that. Booked out at my parents' place. Went back to them, lived with them for about the first 6 months to a year while I was still here. But then I graduated in my first month. And then I just took that money, rolled it up into a condo, made a little bit of money on the condo, got married, bought the house, knew I wanted to have kids right away. Actually was lucky enough that on our honeymoon, we were able to get it done, have the child. So 9 months after the honeymoon, out comes my firstborn, right? And I have a stepson, Baxter. You know Baxter.
Yeah.
He's grinding away at university right now. Shout out to him. You know what Baxter's doing right now?
What's up? Brace for impact.
DJing.
Oh, baby, let's go, Baxter! Send Baxter my way! Send Baxter my way!
So he calls me, wishes me a happy Father's Day. I'm not his biological father, but it means a lot to me, obviously. And anyways, I go, so how's school going? Because I feel bad for the kid. Because his first year was first year COVID.
Okay,
So his ass was locked in residence, because I was like, you got to go to residence. This is all before COVID.
Need the experience.
I had such a great time in first year res, and that's where I met friends, still friends with these guys now, right? After 20 years, right? So I said, you got to go into res. But then he had a roommate, But after COVID, that guy booked out after like 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
So Baxter, he could have came home, fine. This school's only an hour and a half away. So there was some back and forth. But he stayed in that residence. But there was only like 3 or 4 people out of like 100 rooms. And they weren't allowed to like socialize. And if they were, they had to wear masks. Like it was the worst. Is that Gus?
Yes, it is.
Tell me that is not Gus.
He's been here for a long time.
Oh my God. Wow.
That's why they're asking us to wrap up so we can go hang out with Gus.
Former trader right there, Gus. My guy over there is here. Wow. Anyways, so what was I saying? Oh, DJing. Yeah, so he phoned me. Anyway, so he had a rough time. You know, and then even after that, man, like even 2020, 2021, the gyms are closed, the clubs are closed, like everything. So it was whack, man. And he was having a hard time finding roommates.
I'm going to Electric Island on July 1st. So if Baxter wants to come, it's Echo Beach.
Right, but it's one of the beaches on the island, isn't it?
I don't know that.
Yeah.
So if Baxter wants to come join me, watch John Sunnett, he can more
not
than
allowed. No. But anyways, no. But I'm just really proud of the guy because he phoned me. I said, "How's everything going?" And he goes like, honestly, he said, because I've talked to the guy a lot, and I was like, just grind it out. Things are gonna get way better. And I was like, you know what? As soon as things turn around, we're getting you like you're gonna be in a house, like he's living proper residence now with people, with friends. And I go, so what you been up to? He goes, I'm DJing house parties.
That's amazing.
I'm like,
that's amazing, brother.
Yeah, just make sure, you know what I mean?
Just, you know,
like, I know what happens with that.
Yeah, stay
the
good.
Females running.
Stay
like,
good.
You're the DJ.
Yeah,
I got you. But shout out to him. I'm very, very proud of him. He grinded it out for
I love it.
For quite a while. So anyways, all right, man. I mean, what a great show.
Yeah, thank you, Sean, for coming. I enjoyed every single moment
with you. Did you guys like
you.
that or what? I mean, I know we didn't talk too much about the market. Obviously, the show's going to get started.
We do it Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 4 o'clock. I think we can take an hour after 4 on once a week.
I feel like people got to know me a little bit better. They got to know you a little bit better. That's the whole point of this. I want to do this more often.
Let's go.
I mean,
anytime you want to jump on, Sean, I don't need to invite you.
I know.
You can just jump on and be like, we're doing this.
Yeah, we're already on for 5.5 hours every day. So I just feel like people are sick of me, which probably a lot of you are. And I'm all good with that. So
no, the chat loved it.
There you go. Marissa answers the question right there. Look, Sean is actually pretty quiet at home. Okay. So there you go. If I'm not yelling at my kids, I probably am pretty quiet. But thank you, Marissa, for coming in and answering some questions. What is the super chat, D. Westermeyer? I will not leave until I see that. Shout out to Westermeyer.
Love the new show. I've traded equities for 25 years, starting to add futures. Sean, do you know any good resources for futures? Never stop learning.
Resources for futures. I don't know. I see the question. I don't really understand what he wants to know. Resources.
He wants like how to get better at futures, I guess. You know, I'm not a futures trader. I know that you don't really trade futures as much as you trade like the large caps and so on. So maybe this question is not really like catered to us specifically. But if you know any like amazing resources to kind of wrap up the show over here, help everyone who wants to indulge with futures more, how could they do it?
I am trying to think. I feel like you should always follow people that are like-minded. So, I mean, I'm not trying to say follow futures traders on Twitter or anything like that, but often, for me, again, I don't know how to properly answer this question. Yeah. Because you're looking for resources, right? So, I mean, the resources that I use, honestly, like I like to scan back. Like what I would say if I was a futures trader, and this is why I don't do it on the show, is because I like to scalp. I don't think that's the right method for trading futures. I really feel like you got to use 30-minute charts at least.
A longer time frame.
A little bit of a longer time frame. And leg into your positions. Like, don't go all in on a move. Yeah. And I've seen Arun make a lot of money and lose a lot of money. 100%. And it's not. And I've seen that happen to all of us, even trading equity. Yeah. And it's like when you're right, it's great.
But when you're wrong.
Right. So it's just like for me, for futures, I would just say longer time frame, but I know that's not the question you're asking. You're asking for resources, and honestly, I don't really know any great books for that. For future-specific trading.
If I may say something, this might not be accurate.
I wish I had a better answer.
But what I feel is, just applying the basic, like you said earlier, Sean, support resistances. Applying the basic.
Here's an example: 15,000 on the NASDAQ.
Yeah, basic support resistance.
You know. We get shooken out of trades like that because we're trading equities, right? And it's like it hits 15,000, but AMD's still going down. it may not care about that level. But if you're trading futures,
they hold levels.
That's 2 or 3 times. Just go back and look at the NASDAQ. That 15,000, you had to hold that 15 handles against yourself today. That's it for it to go back up 150, right? So I just feel like longer time frames, more action there, and leg into the positions. Don't go all in and stick with your guns on the futures. You're going to be wrong.
Yeah.
There's no one that's going to time the market
100%.
perfectly.
Yeah.
You know, like you're gonna have to wait, play out the thesis. That's more about what I have to do. But thank you so much for everybody. Thanks, Brad, for inviting me on the show.
Thank you for coming, sir. Thank you for taking that extra hour off your day.
And we'll look to do. I mean, that didn't even seem like an hour. First of all, like I said,
it flew by.
Yeah.
It flew by.
It did.
All right,
I feel bad. I don't have my phone here. I wonder if.
Let's wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen. It is past 5 o'clock. I am your man. Where's the camera 3? Camera 3. I'm your man, Trader Prad. Let's put the Trader Prad thing on there. I'm your man, Trader Prad. We are sponsored by Daytrade the World, the #1 show, the #1 prop firm out there in the world. Go check out daytradetheworld.com. Thank you for taking this moment to come check out this awesome segment that we're going to try out over here. We will catch you. Monday is a working day?
It is.
So we will catch you Monday, 8:30, bright in the morning. Until then, have a great weekend. Peace out. Go hug your loved ones and your loved animals if you do, because that's what I'm going to do.
What's your dog's name again?
Coco. I'll see you home soon, Coco. Love you. Bye-bye.